So what I'm going to do is share this. All right, so what I'm going to do is just share this display. This will be a lot easier. So now you should see a display. You guys see a display? Okay, awesome, cool.
Yes.
All right. All right, so somebody said 1,200 jobs. We're going to click here in the map and we're going to take a quick look. And it's showing 663,434 jobs, right? It's quite a bit. It's a lot of jobs that are open. And so you can just see like all these jobs that are open. And our wonderful, beautiful state, it shows 25,105 jobs. That's a lot of freaking jobs that are open and available, right? Now, for those who are not native to Illinois, Chicago is pretty much the driving force in the state. So if we actually change this to metro areas, and we go to the metropolitan region, there's 19,831 jobs open. That's a lot of jobs. That is an incredible amount of jobs that are actually open. So what does this mean? What this means is that there are lots of opportunities for work, for one, and that there is a demand and there's little supply, right? So for those that want to stay in this beautiful region for many more years, CyberSeek shows this lovely interactive map, and I'll show you, okay, well, let's see, total employed workforce, 28,226, shows the national average. It shows historic national average, and then it shows the certifications. Certifications is something that you are going to need to pursue. A number of our courses are actually, I guess you can say, tied to certifications, right? Like if you take this course, you should take your Security Plus. Definitely, you should make an attempt at the at ISC Squared Certified Information Security Professional. You should attempt these particular certifications. And so here you can see the holders, what certifications people here locally hold, but more importantly, what are employers asking for? So these are the certifications that they're actually asking for, right? And even though they're asking for CSSP, there are certifications that are very similar. And you can say, all right, well, I'm going to do maybe a similar certification, or I'm good, and you can see them all right here. Now, in terms of skill sets, so here's the job openings by the category. You say, all right, well, a lot of these jobs are operate and maintain, data analysts, network operations specialists, tech support, system security analysts, knowledge manager. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to do that. Not something I want to do. Now you can see security provision, software developer, security control assessor, so security architect, right? Security architect. It shows the knowledge, the skills, attributes. It shows the task. It's really detailed in what it shows for that particular position, right? So when the student made the comment, they wanted to know more about cybersecurity, this is a great site in terms of being able to understand more of the stuff that's out there. And then what do you need to have to do those particular jobs? All right. Now I'm gonna just show some other cool things. So while you see these jobs, one of the coolest things to figure out is how to map your career. Right. So we say, I always tell people, think about 5 years. Where you want to be 5 years from today. Think about where you want to be from 5 years and then back plan how you're going to get there, right? You say, all right, 5 years, I want to be a cybersecurity architect. Okay. 5-year plan. What do you need? What particular roles or things do you need to learn to take on a job like that? And so you back plan. So I can say, all right, cybersecurity engineer, right? Oh, actually, let's go here. Cybersecurity architect. The salary is 151,547. That's the average salary for this job. So for me to get to this advanced level, I need to maybe be a pen test and penetration and vulnerability tester, cybersecurity consultant, So I click on cybersecurity consultant, and it will tell me what roles feed into this. These are entry-level roles: cybersecurity specialist, cybercrime analyst, intrusion detection analyst, incident and intrusion analyst, IT auditor. So we're just going to focus on that and say, all right, I want to do cybersecurity specialist, right? So I go down, it shows the average salary, the 5-year projected growth. Here it shows more of the framework stuff. These are the different categories. The top certifications requested. So now I can say, all right, well, what are these certifications that I need for this particular job, right? So that's here. It shows the top skills: cybersecurity, vulnerability, information systems, computer science, auditing, security requirements analysis, operating systems. It doesn't say what type of operating systems, but just operating systems. As a heads up, I tell everyone taking my classes, you should be very comfortable with at least 2 operating systems, right? At least 2. If you're a Windows or Mac user mainly, bring up your virtual machine, start using Linux. You can dual boot your hardware and have Linux running as well. Get extremely comfortable. Get comfortable with Linux. Risk analysis, risk management, and then requested education. So all this stuff is here to help you really plan your career and where you want to go. So this site is one to use. This will truly help you. All right, so going back here, now you saw how many jobs we have in our state. States like California, you have 69,213 jobs. Not a big fan of California. It's too expensive. Beautiful weather in Southern Cal, but you don't want to get a job, make a lot of money, be poor. But to each its own. You have the great state of Texas with 57,000 jobs, 57,878 jobs. Now you have Virginia, 61,648 jobs, right? Now, the key is not everywhere in Texas, California are going to have these jobs. We click the metro areas. You can see a lot of these areas, 38 jobs in Redding, California. Most of the jobs are in Los Angeles, Long Beach, 22,000, 8 jobs. Sacramento, a little over 3,300. And then when you go here and you look at like it's called the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. But if you look at this metropolitan area, in this area alone, there's 74,188 job openings. That's a lot of jobs. 74,188 job openings. We're just going to look at an area, right? So you can see that this metropolitan area connects to this one, right? In this area, 15,952 jobs. This is a 16,000, 74,000, right? That's 90,000 jobs in this area. To drive from downtown Baltimore to downtown DC, you can probably do it in 45 minutes if there's no traffic, which means you probably have to do it like 1 or 2 in the morning. I've done it before. It's about 45 minutes each, right? So 90,000 jobs in this region. You include area, I think this is Philly. Philly has almost 11,000 jobs. You go to New York, now you have over 33,000 jobs. So this area has a ton of job openings. There's a ton of opportunity there. But focusing on the DMV area, you can see what certification you're requesting. Security Plus, right? Security Plus, this is the one certification you should get out this class. After you finish the class, go take your Security Plus immediately. And you can see all the different items here. Right? This is really, really good. You can look at public sector. So it'll show you federal jobs. So now it's showing federal jobs. You can choose exactly what you want. Federal level data, state level data. Private sector. Utilities. And I'll show jobs for just, dealing with utilities. So, I mean, it's really good, right? Because all I did here was I selected everything. But again, it's really good. All right, any questions or comments regarding this particular site?
Professor, this is Vedant. So I've been following this website since last semester, and it's actually good, to look after what all are there and whatever we want to consider career ahead. It's very useful.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I always tell people what's important is you need to be able to track your career and understanding where you're going to go in the future. And this helps give you that springboard so you can start doing that. With this in LinkedIn, you can start targeting areas that maybe you want to be at. You can say, all right, I want to be in the DMV. Look for people on LinkedIn in the DMV, find groups that you can meet with and stuff like that. And from there, you can even network virtually. We'll talk about that later in the future. All right, so you have this. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to talk about the course. Because I know you guys are all wondering about the course. All right, so this is a course shell. So everybody should have access to the course shell where you're undergrad or grad and everything's merged. The first announcement was this. So this is our, this is where we're going to, like I said, we'll meet. Zoom is going to happen every week, twice a week. If I happen to be sick or something, I will just cancel class, but everything is pretty much ready, right? So here's all the courses. If it's like a holiday, we won't meet. I'll be available for like an hour or two to just, have a discussion and things like that, but there won't be a required class. And then as things progress, we will also meet like on the weekend, probably like a Sunday evening, and we'll say, hey, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. Say when we get to cryptography and we say you have issues doing email encryption with Thunderbird. Okay, how to do email encryption is not working. How do I trust this key? There's something wrong with, my hash or whatever, my digital signature. I'll walk through that because in the period that we have this, it goes by fast. So this requires additional time. All right, so this section overview and syllabus contains the syllabus for undergrad and grad. The biggest difference for grad is that you have grad students have a research paper that you'll have to actually submit to a journal, right? That's the biggest difference. And it has to be submitted to a legitimate journal. And I have a link for you and everything. All right, so when you click on the syllabus, you will see this. So there's the syllabus. It has my, here's my mobile number. So you can just send me a message on the mobile number. If you text me, just say who you are and what class. I've gotten messages early in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I got like an emoji and hi. I'm like, okay, this is awkward. Please let me know who you are and what you need, and I'll be able to um, get back to you and make sure that you're taken care of. All right, course description. So this class is to prepare you guys for your role as a network security administrator and analyst. We're going to talk about viruses, worms, other attack mechanisms, vulnerabilities and countermeasures, network security protocols, encryption, identity authentication, scanning, firewall, security tools, and organizations addressing security. And then a component of this course is a self-contained team project that, if the student wishes, can be extended to a full operational security system in a follow-on course. So you are going to develop an open source intelligence application, and you're going to do it in a group. There's a lot of deliverables. So the groups are going to be no more than 10. But it's an extremely large project that you're going to do. All right, here's everything in the course outline. Careers in cyber, security trends. We're going to talk about risk management, introduction to Linux. We'll talk about access controls, bash scripting. And these are like all the various things we'll go through. Now, we have time to do extra stuff. So we'll talk about OSINT, imagery intelligence, human intelligence, artificial intelligence. We'll talk about DICAP, risk management framework, common criteria, the old NSA Rainbow series, DSCID. These are the directives, central intelligence directives. We'll talk about the latest version, and then we'll talk about reverse engineering and just a number of other items. So we'll have the bandwidth to cover a lot of stuff. All There's the textbooks, but the textbooks are already loaded on here for you. But there are some other resources here. And what I've done is on the syllabus, I provided like the week of. So I state exactly what we're doing during the week. Right. So the week of this, August 21st, this assignment will be released to you. It doesn't show the due date. The due dates are actually in Blackboard. But you should know that in the week of August 21st, you have this assignment, right? So this is really to help you and allow for you to be prepared early for the class and to know what's going on. That's why all the assignments are released so you can work ahead. Now, there's one assignment that we will need to talk about early, and this is for the grad students. And you can work, I think, at the groups of 2. And no, groups of up to 3. And that's going to be the final paper. So the final paper is the real big one. And so we'll talk about that, of course, today. And then the final exam, this will be the week of finals. All you will do is you will have a timed exam, and that timed exam will count. And you'll have like 1 or 2 opportunities. Actually, maybe I have 2. 2 sounds, I guess, more reasonable. But you won't know if you passed or failed until after the deadline. All right, here's the calendar so you can understand what events are occurring at the university. Here's the course website. There's information. A lot of this stuff in the syllabus is what you'll see throughout the ITM courses. They're pretty much all the same. So with these assignments here, these are pretty much the assignments. But what I've done is I've actually broken it out to make it more manageable for you. So you're not doing everything at one time, because some of these assignments were extremely too big. And what I've done was I've actually broken them up in 2 separate assignments. And so that's what you'll see here. So here you'll see the larger assignment, but when you look in Blackboard, it's broken up just to make it more manageable. All right, so we'll stop that. And then what I've done, I've created this. I have this course breakdown. Let me show you how this course breakdown looks. Close that budget. Okay, so it didn't come out the best, but the course breakdown works like this. So this will tell you the assignment. And I provide a lot of stuff like what you can watch. There's different chats, different domains. So say you don't like my voice, right? You don't like my voice, you don't like hearing me speak. Okay, no big deal. There are supplemental resources for every single thing. News assignment, right? So here it talks about citations, organization, and whatnot. I'm actually going to close this one. I'm going to bring up the PDF. PDF will be probably easier to view. Awesome. So, all right. So here's the PDF. All right. So here it says the week starts, what we're doing, assign reading, and how to write a literature review. Videos, we'll take you to videos, write a paper fast, Kali Linux for beginners. And so this is done throughout. Right. So you're able to use this, and this should help you just a bit more. There's going to be 2 teaching assistants for this course, and I will provide those names hopefully within 2 weeks. And each teaching assistant will have 20 hours dedicated to this class only. So there will be coverage throughout the week. Each teaching assistant will have different weeks, and they'll have they'll be on campus, but they'll be available virtually. So there's a site we use called YouBookMe. If you're a grad student, you chat with Ryan Nelson. You've probably booked him through YouBookMe. You will do the same thing for myself and the teaching assistants. So you will use that. We'll send out a Google Meet link, and it'll be added to your calendar. And then from there, what we can do is we will be able to share screen and stuff like that. And you can share screen, say, hey, Dr. Mo, I'm having issues in creating a hardening script. I don't know why it's not running. Oh, okay. If you forgot to change permissions, you need to add shebang bin bash. just do XYZ is look at this, and we'll be able to knock that out fairly quick. And so that's what we will do. All right, so this is all, again, this is all here to ensure that you have not the research, not only research I'm giving you, but additional to make sure you succeed. I teach a lot of these courses, and I jokingly say that I don't want to have deja vu seeing you again in the same course that you should have passed the first time. So I make sure that there's adequate resources to assist you. All right, so you have that. There's course materials, books, presentations. Everything is here. Every presentation, at least the main presentations, they are Creative Commons. So they're just reused, and I modify them, but it's all here in this here. When you set up VirtualBox, the OVAs here, these recording links, these no longer work. I'm going to change these out, but Oracle VirtualBox, Ubuntu, these are just links that take you to where you need to be. And then we have discussions. This is how you can set up your groups, and we'll go through discussions when it's time to actually set up your first group. And the most important part is the assignments. So I mentioned earlier that the larger assignments, I broke them up in like 2 halves, and that's what I did here. So this is your first assignment here. It has a due date. So if I click here, it shows the due date is, shows the due date September 3rd. Okay, it's quite a bit out there. But there's the first assignment. And the first assignment is on cybersecurity news analysis. It talks about the article selection. It shows a summary, analysis, lessons learned. And so it tells you exactly what to write. And I even provide the rubric that is going to be used by myself and the TAs to grade you. Right. So you can understand, like, okay, well, I got a poor grade. Well, did you meet everything in the rubric? So everything is here, right? Everything is here. There's a navigating Linux task. And so here is automating task and system monitoring with Linux scripts. So 3 scripts, right? Script 1, task automation. Script 2, system status. 3, software installer. And then it says, with every script, you're going to have documentation. We're going to do it, the description of the problem, rationale of the development. So everything is here in very detailed. And I state here, this is okay. Individual, that's individual. I need to add individual there. Apologies for that. But here it says group. So setting up a facility in a high-risk city, security, and success strategies. So here, city selection, security assessment, mitigation strategy, stakeholder engagement, all that stuff is right here. Right. Another group 1, exploring biometrics and drones and modern technology. Exploring network analysis and security tools. Exploring data encryption and security tools. Exploring the fundamentals of cryptography, that was going to be individual. And then source code analysis using open source tools. Source code selection, the site where you can choose your source code, static code analyzer, where you can choose one, CWEs, where you can look at it, and everything is written right there. The other thing is when we have, like, either in class or in the weekend, what I will do is I will go through, like, especially hands-on stuff, I will go through this stuff. So it's not like you will be out blind, I will go through and see, okay, what does Dr. Mo want? Like, how do I do this? Because for me, I can say, all right, well, you're going to send a encrypted email, and you're like, okay, well, how do I do that, right? So what I'm going to do is show you how to do it step by step, and it's going to be recorded. So you'll be able to play back, like, okay, Dr. Mo did this. Dr. Mo sent his key here. This is how he generated his key. This is how he, sped up his randomness generator. These are all things that I did, and I was successful, and it worked. Because you're going to do everything in your virtual machine or your Linux distribution. I'm using Ubuntu Linux, right? That is what I use. I use Ubuntu Linux. And so we will go through just that and knock this stuff out. All right. And so here, exploring data sets. So even though that this one is for later, this one's not due until October 27th. For those that are actually working on your papers earlier, some of these, I'll actually show you how to do data sets, because this will actually help you out and knock out these papers a lot quicker. Using data sets, you can knock out a lot of your research papers extremely quick. The network pen testing with Kali Linux. So talk about the team. You'll create your team on discussion board. Your team shouldn't just be the people next to you, right? So if you have people that are fully online, some people that are coming to class, mix and match. It's not going to be a big deal, right? But everything here from team formation, target selection, pen testing, you'll record it as well. I will provide you particular images that you can use, like damn votable Linux, Metasploitable, because I don't want anybody here going to jail. So the way we run this course, we try to make sure everything is ethical and above board. So when you're running tests, you're looking at source code, stuff like that, everything it's publicly available, for one, and you're able to do it. So when we go like open source intelligence and we're pulling data, like, okay, let's look at the rules for this development API. We are not pulling more than what we should, and we'll do that. And here is another individual one, and everybody's gonna do this. This is securing the Internet of Things landscape, challenges and strategies. And I just go through the paper. What are the things that you need? IoT security challenges, threat landscape, security strategies, and case study. For those that love to plagiarize, please don't plagiarize. Everything here is going to be it's going to be a plagiarism checker tool. So I will be looking through all that. And then for those that love to use ChatGPT to write their papers, we have something to look for that as well. Now, I do encourage you to use ChatGPT to perhaps give you ideas, right? I don't think it's an issue at all. ChatGPT is good, give you ideas, things of that particular nature, but just don't use it for your assignments. Use it to aid, right? Don't let it become like a crutch. And then grad students, only grad students, like undergrads, you're going to immediately get a passing grade for, so you get full points. But grad students, you are going to do a case study and analysis, and then you're going to publish it, right? This is going to be critical in what you're doing. So this is going to help you stand out among other peers, right? So having this paper, publishing it, because you'll submit it while in class, and then it'll say, hey, do a revision, do X, Y, and Z. And then once you finish, it should be published. So it shows you'll choose a journal from this particular website. I'll show you an example of a paper done that I co-authored with a student, and he was the first author, so I co-authored him. And I'll share that paper, which has already actually been cited already. And the student went to Romania, to Land Force Academy in Cebu, Romania, and presented a paper. So here's an example. Here is Michael, and we publish it's a review of enhancing intrusion detection systems for cybersecurity using artificial intelligence. So basically took the model, the ChatGPT model, and used that for an intrusion detection system. So that's what you see here. And again, this paper has already been cited. If we go here, it's my Google Scholar profile. You look at the paper. The paper is published in June. Yeah, June the paper came out. And then if you go here, you can see that it was used in a dissertation. So it's a master's student, and it was used at a dissertation at the George Washington University for a doctoral student in engineering. So it's really interesting to see how you can talk about your ideas, develop particular projects, get it out to the world, and see people incorporate what you're doing. I think it's awesome. Additionally, I'm going to show a prior student that I published quite a bit with. Okay, here's his page. This Robert was a former student of mine. This is Andreas. This is a paper published in 2021, 24 citations since then. And then this paper here, only 3 citations. However, let me show you what has happened with this paper. All right. All right. So Illinois Tech, the university, they reposted what we did. Right. Did a story on it. I mean, it's good, but more importantly, Tech Inside Out published it. And my extremist gov tech. Let's see. Rich Dawson, gov tech, security management. All right. So it was okay. Here it is. It was published in GovTech. So GovTech is one of the top sites for state and federal government technology, and it was published here and also a number of other magazines. But this was actually from a class, right? This was from a class. They went to DC and they presented us. And that's why I really push students to grad students. Hey, if you're going to write a paper, you might as well get the full, I guess, use of that paper, right? Just don't have it published just sitting there. Have people be able to utilize it globally. And so you see here, you know, this particular item got out here. Now, I guess if I were to search this, okay, there's some other pages. I don't remember them all, but there's there's quite a bit talking about this. And also the state of Maryland picked up this as well. So this is all written in Python. Like the open source tool that you're using, it's the same thing. You can use it for the same thing. So I think this will be something that will be fairly good. The big project, the development of a custom open source intelligence application. I have a walk me through guide or a walk guide to help you go through this. Plus, I'll be sitting by you either physically or virtually, and we'll walk through this. We'll go through the project plan, risk management plan. We'll talk about how to capture risk. I'll give you some example risk. You'll bounce them off me. We'll talk about how to appropriately weight them, and we'll do all that stuff. And then we'll do everything according to the rubric. So again, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done, but we're going to bite off one piece at a time. So don't feel overwhelmed. I mean, I'll be honest, I'll be overwhelmed looked at it, just from today, but don't feel overwhelmed. You'll be able to knock it out. For those that have taken the course before, talk to someone else. They'll tell you it may feel like a lot, but it's not. We'll get through it. And then I will see you this Thursday. I'll be on campus. We can chat, but this Thursday, I'm just going to go through the presentation. And then before we close out for today, I'm going to share this. This is my YouTube page. And so my YouTube page, I'll be posting these lectures and stuff, but I also have a number of videos. There's a video, we had a speaker that came from Nigeria, Dr. Robinson Tabari Sibi, and he spoke about forensics. This is a gentleman who is extremely well known in forensics in Nigeria. He has his own company. He does quite a bit. At the Kaplan Institute, we have a new course. We received a grant from Motorola Foundations. And so we have a new course called Cyber Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and where students are sent to a GovTech conference. They're able to compete for funding, and basically it's a startup. It's an iPro. You're going to create a service or product and hopefully sell it. So it runs this semester, next semester, and then this summer coming up, I have room for 5 people to work with my center to receive a stipend for working with the center. So I have that for next year. We can chat about that in the future. but I have that. And you'll work with a business in the Bronzeville community. I have a link here, a speaker talking about venture capitalism, resume writing and job searching, federal career discussion with Dr. Burrow. I have him come and talk again as well. And then cybersecurity certifications. This individual, Dr. Wesley Phillips, talks at great length about certifications. And he has, I think, he has about 100 certificates and certifications. Yeah, and then he has like 3 black belts. He has a lot going on. I've known him for years. He was in the Secret Service and stuff like that. And he actually runs a training company that he does online. It's like 25 or 50 bucks a month that he helps people train and get certifications as well. So his information is underneath here. So you can see his information, his LinkedIn. So these are all resources that I provide you guys, because at the end of the day, I want you guys to be successful, not only in this class, but also, going forward. So that pretty much concludes what I have for today. Do you guys have any questions that you want to ask me? All right. So I have a question. So Kat, I see you in the classroom. Is it just you and one other student? Oh, there's 5. Okay. All right. And you guys are welcome to be. Oh, okay. You guys are welcome to be in the class, even though I'll be doing it virtually. So you're welcome to be on class. I do get to class early on Thursdays. If you have questions, you just want to talk to me on campus, just text me. I am either in my office, and my office is right next to the ITM. Is it Pearl Next to the big ITM office? There's nothing on my door. I will post something on my door, so you'll be at least say, oh, there's a paper that has Dr. Mo's name on it. But I'm usually I was gonna say the mess hall, was in the Army. I'm usually in the student center, or I'm grabbing coffee at Starbucks, but I am on campus. So feel free to reach out. Don't be a stranger. We will chat. So Mohammed, so every other day for this course, you will be in class, correct? Every Thursday, I will be in class, unless I have to attend a conference or something like that, or a workshop. I will be in class every Thursday. Yep. And then even when I'm in class, I'm going to record like this as well, because not everybody is actually taking a class on ground. All right, and Naeem, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yes, you've got it. So I'm actually in the classroom with everyone right now. We read your email, but for some reason we were just thinking, oh no, we can just go to class anyway, and you won't be on Zoom. You'll just magically appear, despite the fact you said you wouldn't. I was gonna say I don't have any questions right now, but I certainly will probably by Thursday. So you said if we want to, we can come by early to your office hours. Would that be best?
Yeah, you can cruise by. Like, let me look at my calendar now, and let's see, pull up my calendar. All right, so I have a retreat at like 11 to 1. Oh Lord, I gotta do all that stuff. Okay, 11 to 1, I have a retreat, but I'll be there before then. And then my last class, I have database security. That class ends at 9:05. And I'll probably leave campus at like 10.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And then I'm doing lunch at campus, so if you want to chat, you don't mind chatting while I'm eating or whatever, you're always welcome to join me. All right, any other questions? I do hope your week is going pretty good. This is the first week. I do hope things are going well. All right, if there is no questions, I will bid you guys a farewell, and I will see you on Thursday.
Have a good day.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, cheers.